all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, hey there, hey there, my Crimsonites. How are we all doing? Are we doing well today? Hopefully everybody's doing well on this fine Monday. I know that's like almost an oxymoron, a fine Monday, but okay. Thank you so much for kicking off the contributions. Death before dishonor. A salute to you and your husband, my man, my man, my man. Yes, my man, my man, my man. I ain't my man, y'all, to death lately. I find a reason to do it though. Thank you. New York G-Man said, just for being an awesome teacher and all-around good person, go Giants. All right. And thank you so very much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. This is actually funny because don't nobody like her. Everybody see through it. She shot herself in the foot this time. She should have kept her mouth shut and just, I don't even want to talk about her. I don't even want to talk about Caillou. Caillou so bad. Caillou is so bad. But anyways, so we got something interesting to talk about, right? Un momento, por favor. My apologies. Okay. So we need to talk about this whole skit situation. Now, somebody gave me a video. And I'm not going to give this YouTuber more shine than what they have. They're actually a bigger platform than I am. One of the divestor platforms. And the video did a few things. The first thing that the video did was come with receipts that specifically the Cheesecake lady whole thing was a skit. The lady admitted on her social media pages that the whole thing was a skit between, you know, it was all fake. They were never on a date. The guy was on it with her. And so everything was not real in that interaction, right? But a lot of people thought that it was, including myself. I actually thought that one wasn't a skit. Okay. And so, aside from saying that it was a skit and things of that nature, the other narrative that I see popping up And this is what inspired today's show. The other narrative that's popping up is because there is an uptick of skits that are popping up on social media. Everybody's trying to go viral. Everybody's trying to do that. Since it's a skit, it's the skits that are magnifying, or it's making it more than what it is, women's bad behavior. And basically it was saying like, women's behavior is not nearly as bad as what these skits make it seem. And that the skits are there in order to make women's image look bad, particularly Black women. So the Black female image is now suffering from these outlandish skits that don't have any basis in reality. And it's this elaborate scheme between mammy-ish Black women, I guess, and perhaps red pill leaning or male leaning content creators in order to make women, and Black women in particular, look bad and suffer from a bad image. And I had a problem with that narrative. And this is why, and I wanted to talk about it today, because this is why I always dismissed it when people were saying, well, this is a skit. If I made a video on something, or if I based a live on something, and there was a particular video or something like that that inspired that video or inspired that live stream or what I was talking about, if it was supposedly a skit, then that was supposed to invalidate everything that I was saying and everything that everybody else is saying. And this is what it's actually boiling down to. That since a lot of this stuff now is skits and stuff, that we should dismiss it completely because it's so outrageous that Black women would never do this kind of stuff. So why would anybody believe it? Why would anybody believe it? My argument against that is that art imitates life. See, the skits are believable. Why? Why are they believable? If we have a skit of some Black woman, or woman in general, she don't got to be Black, doing something stupid, then are we supposed to say women don't ever act like this? Why is it believable? Miss Taylor says, I believe that they do it to make Black women look bad. I don't know any Black women in real life that act like this, but that's just me. Here's the thing, Miss Taylor. We can make a skit of Black women twerking on a restaurant table. Somebody can make a skit out of that. But where they get the idea for that skit? Haven't we seen actual footage that wasn't a skit of Black women all across the nation, not just one or two, not just two or three, not just one video, 2 videos, 5 videos, 10 videos, hundreds of videos that are not skits, they're not designed to be skits, of Black women twerking on cars walking into restaurants in broad daylight, butt booty naked, twerking on tables, twerking on children. So if we have a skit of that, does that then invalidate the real life situation that the skit is based on? Because there have been plenty of things captured on social media, captured on video, that Black women have been involved in that certainly were not skits. The video of the woman that ran over, because it was like 2 or 3 incidents of that, but the one I'm thinking of was a few years back, and it was a video of a woman that ran over her boyfriend in a supermarket parking lot. She got out of the car. As this man lay dying on the ground, she took a piece of fender from the car, her own car that was damaged, and she began to beat him with that fender. That wasn't no skit. That wasn't no skit. And that man died. He died right there on that ground. Now, we could have relegated it to just that woman. But the reason why that video captured the attention of so many people and people were blanketing that to women in general was because the comments all over social media were in support of her doing that. See, it don't be just the video. Let me tell y'all something. Whether it's a skit or a reel, whenever we have a video of a woman acting like a complete butthole, entitled, whatever she's doing, she could be doing something stupid or doing a criminal act or an act of abuse or whatever she may be doing. The telltale isn't the video, it's the comments of the regular people, hundreds or thousands of people, women in particular, that support that foolishness. They'll support that. So then we can't just relegate it to that incident with that woman and that particular set of circumstances. See, if women came out to blast that type of behavior, no one would think that the majority of women supported it. And that's where these conversations come from. That is where these blanket general statements come from, because women support the concept of it. Whether it was real or not, women support overwhelmingly the concept of what happened. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to share something else that wasn't a skit. It wasn't a skit of the video on Facebook that I did a live stream about. I think it may be either earlier this year or I'm not sure exactly, of the woman that deleted her husband on Facebook in front of her kids. See, that wasn't no skit. And then the support of it. It be the support in the comment section that really tell the tale, more so than the actions within the video itself. See, I always go to the comment section to get a gauge on the majority of the sentiment about what's going on, because that gives you the temperature of how public opinion is geared towards a certain thing. Too many videos. I can't even do them no more. It's so many of women deleting their kids. Women deleting their kids because the father got custody. Riding around with the dead bodies of the kids in the trunk. See them not skits. Seen too many videos of grown women twerking their butt on underage little boys, and the women in the comment section talking about she just expressing herself and ain't nothing wrong with what she doing. It be the comments. It be the gauging of the mindset. And this is why the conversations need to be had regardless of whether or not these are skits. That is why the conversations are had. And I'm not just talking to Miss Taylor. I'm not just talking to her. Although I highlighted her comment, this is not just for her. This is for everybody listening that get caught up with the, well, it's a skit. See, I'm not going to dismiss the mindset. Art imitate life all the time. It's relatable because who doesn't know that entitled woman? The Cheesecake Factory video was believable because we got whole sections of Twitter, of YouTube, of Instagram, of all of these social media outlets where there are women talking about this is how you got to act on a date. And they're not playing when they say that. It's not a joke. Women are becoming indoctrinated with that mindset, and they're carrying it out in real life. So whether or not the content creators mean for it to be serious, or whether they believe what they saying or not, or whether they live by what they saying or not, if they get on here and they got a big enough platform or something they say go viral, there are women who are impressionable enough to be like, yeah, this sounds good. This is going to be how I behave myself. This is going to be how I conduct myself. The whole talk about standards and I don't go on coffee dates and you got to spend $500 on the first date to know you serious. See, that whole concept is spread like a virus among women because women consume social media just like everybody else. See, women are talking about whether men are going to these red pill spaces consuming this misogynistic rhetoric and then playing it out in real life. What do we think the women are doing? The women are looking at female content creators that they agree with or that it sound good to them in one way or another, or it substantiates something foolish that they already believe, and then they run with that in their real life. That's the problem. The stuff is actually happening in their real life. They're making actual decisions in their day-to-day lives that's based on some foolishness that they heard on the internet. Them Alabama twins that got their father killed, they dad, man that raised them their whole life, got him killed. See, that wasn't no skit. Not a skit. The stuff that Dominique Jones did to Travis Rudolph, this is not a skit. And how many women supported that? That's what becomes scary. How many women supported the concept? How many women right now support the toxicity of Krishan Rock's behavior by excusing her behavior because Blueface is also toxic? So since he has toxic behavior and he, you know what I'm saying, acts crazy and stuff like that with her, and he do all kind of crazy stuff. Now all of a sudden, Krishan's actions are to be overlooked, and she just as crazy as he is. Let's talk about the concept of making Black women look bad. Let's talk about that for a minute. Let's just say for a moment that all of this stuff is a skit, right? And none of it is to be taken seriously. Let's take that approach. And that these skits are not representative of Black women's mindset in general. It's not representative of that. If that's the case, why are Black women doing the skits? Let's take the oyster lady. Because see, it's not other people. Either way you cut it, it's not other people making Black women look a certain way. It's Black women making Black women look a certain way. Black women are doing this. Let's take the oyster lady. The oyster lady did a whole skit where she went out supposedly with a date, slurped down nastily, might I add, greedily, might I add, oysters. I have not even ever eaten an oyster. I can't tolerate the way you gotta slop it down. Like, I refuse to eat something that I gotta eat like that. I eat a mussel before I eat an oyster. Like, I can't, I'm not eating nothing that's got to be slurped down like that. I bet you it's slimy and everything. I can't even, I can't. Maybe they taste good. Maybe I'm missing out on something. It could be. But I'm not eating nothing. How do you even gotta hold your mouth to get? Anyway. She made a whole skit, and I peeped it was fake. She made a whole skit of her eating oysters and claiming that there was a man, a non-existent man, that when he took her out on a date and she did all of that, and then he disappeared on the bill. Then she even came up with a little text message or whatever where she supposedly confronted him about doing that. She made a whole skit. The intent of the skit was to mar the image of Black men, that they run out on tabs and they can't afford to take women on dates, on simple dates. And if the bill is run too high, they're going to not even just say they're not going to pay, but dishonorably just leave the place. Okay. Now, her whole goal was to make this imaginary man look bad. And since the man was imaginary, it wasn't about a particular man, it was about men. In the process of that, in the process of creating a video that was fake in order to shame men about dates and money and bill and the tab and all that, she made herself look like an idiot. A thirsty, hungry idiot. A lonely one, too. Because now you're outed as being by yourself. So you took yourself out today. And then the pictures of her, who she is on TikTok, you would have thought that somebody would have wanted to take her out. All the makeup and hair and all that kind of stuff. She would classify herself as a bad bee. I know that she do. But she made up a whole lie to go with the video and then produced a little video supposedly showing herself on this date. Black women, who held a gun to her head and told her to do that? Who did that? She do that of her own free will, or did somebody make her do that? Or did somebody say, you know what? We got an idea. You make a TikTok that makes Black women look stupid and thirsty and desperate and lonely. Yeah, let's do that. And then we're gonna blackmail you till you do it. Like, nobody. The woman that did the cheesecake, okay, she done came out and said it was a skit. She's not, that wasn't really a date. Okay, who put a gun to her head? Why would she think to make a skit like that? Why would she even think to do that in the first place? Because it's believable. Because these are the things that women do. These are the mindsets that they hold. What we're going to do is we're going to go to a commercial break. Then we're going to come back. I'm going to get to the super chats. And then we're going to continue. So after these messages, we'll be right back.
Hello, my Crimsonites and all of my supporters. I invite you to go and get your copy of my new book, Reclaiming the Black Feminine, The Lies of Feminism and the Road to Recovery, on sale now at crimsoncure.com. This is guaranteed to change your perspective and positively impact your life. So go ahead now to crimsoncure.com and get your copy today.
So you definitely want to go to crimsoncure.com and you want to pick up your copy of Reclaiming the Black Feminine, Lies of Feminism and the Road to Recovery. The books are on back order as of today. We're getting the shipment very, very soon, and then we'll be able to go ahead and ship the books that have already been ordered and fulfill all orders that are coming in. So the link is in the chat, and it is also in the description box as well. And I don't know how many likes we need, but I know we need a bam, 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 bam. We got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. We got to, So go ahead and hit the like button. Then let me get to these super chats. Thank you, Miss Lou Casely, for your super sticker, sweetheart. Thank you, Protron says, so they make a skit about a Black woman getting checked and accepting correction from an Indian man, but not a brother. Okay, seems about right. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Thank you, Alton. Said in the chat, Obzid made two good points. Art imitates life, and the new way to not be accountable is to say it's a skit. And we're gonna get to the dodging of accountability. This is why I don't be caring about, well, it's a skit. I don't care, because the women oftentimes support the mindset that is presented. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. So thank you so much for that. Thank you, Ty Boxing says, skit or not, Black women ethnic image has been tarnished worldwide because of their own handiwork. Exactly. Thank you, Jabari, said the comments of skits too, apparently. I guess so. I guess everybody's in on it. Thank you, Black by Design, said the Hyena Clan mad at people for reacting to that skit, but they're out here believing that 90 Day Fiance is real, trying to shame passport bros. The math ain't mathing. Thank you again, New York G-Man. Said that happened in my hometown, Norfolk, Virginia. Her last name was Tripp. She and her husband got into an argument. She left and came back, caught him walking off the sidewalk. She only got 18 years. Thank you once again. Alton said KS and the It's Complicated channel spent a lot of money on skits. Right. Thank you, Steve, for your contribution, sweetheart. And thank you, Gregory. Says, salute, Kendra. It's funny. There are hyenas trying to attack men for reacting to these phony videos. Yet do they understand how bad it makes the women look? Can they grasp that? ABWs and women in general are looking very goofy. Thank you so much for that, because it goes into, first of all, let's talk about the aversion of accountability. The it's a skit argument, as I said before, is meant to make us not think about it. Oh, it's a skit, and just throw it out of the window. Unfortunately, we can't just throw it out of the window. Not only do the women oftentimes support the foolishness that's going on in these videos, whether the videos are real or not, the men a lot of times come into the comment section to say their real life experience with something similar. Yeah, I had this date, and you know what I'm saying, she talked to me like that. Or I had this woman and she was arguing me like that. Or I had, you know what I'm saying, whatever was going on, and they did me, man. I had that same situation like that. Mindset and their agreeableness with the foolishness. The second thing we can't dismiss is people's lived experience of it, or of something similar that was happening in their life. I'm gonna tell you what wasn't a skit. See, women gotta be accountable. The thing about it is they're trying to hide behind this skit thing, so that as if we don't know what, generally speaking, how today's woman behaves, how she move, and how she think, and how she act. Because we all know the crazy baby mama. You either got a baby by the crazy baby mama, you are the crazy baby mama, or you know the crazy baby mama. We all know that chick. Or we seen her. You seen her. You done heard the chick that can't stop arguing with her boyfriend in the building. You done heard that chick. Black women make themselves look bad. Women are out here making themselves look bad. Other people are not doing this to y'all image. Y'all make y'allself look bad, because all them thousands of phone calls that was coming in to Kevin Samuel's channel wasn't no skit. Y'all say this stuff. Y'all believe this stuff. The Delulu is real around here. Y'all actually believe the foolishness that you say. And this is why we talking about it. We're not just talking about it and there aren't any black women, or there are so few black women that actually subscribe to this type of stuff that it's not necessary to speak on it. It's necessary to speak on it because a lot of y'all do it. Or you think it's cool. You support the people that talk about the stupid stuff. How long have y'all supported real? Let's just take the reality shows before social media took off the way that it is. How many women was trying to live their life like love and hip hop and basketball wives. How many of y'all was really trying to do that? Y'all was really doing that. That ain't nothing but a skit. Seasons worth of skit. Seasons of manufactured beef and arguments and foolishness. And how many women was trying to dress like them women? Y'all was trying to talk like them women. Y'all was trying to perpetrate like y'all could live like them women financially. Those shows premiered baby mamas, and you got basketball wives, half of them wasn't the wife of nobody. These is just baby mamas and jump offs in and around the NBA. So how many women thought that it was something to do to try to be a jump off for these rappers and for these, basketball players and football players and all that type of stuff? How many? How many tried to dress, tried to have a lingo, all of that, walking around with the big shades and like y'all stunting, living in the projects, trying to act like y'all Evelyn Lozada and all that kind of stuff? How many of y'all thought it was cool to get into arguments? This is where the popularity of that girls trip popped up from. Y'all realize that, right? Y'all realize that it was the love and hip hops and basketball wife type shows that really got that whole thing going with traveling and all them girls trips. And it wouldn't be nothing but chaos on them little girls trips. They would be arguing and fighting for all that stuff was over with. And y'all can't travel like them women no way. Because you ain't got the money to travel like her. They going and traveling and having private bungalows and stuff like you can't do that. You barely affording the little hotel room. Stop playing. Talking about you like to travel and you need the lifestyle. You don't even know how to get the lifestyle. You go somewhere and still got to stay at a Best Western. No matter where you go, you got to make sure they got a Best Western somewhere because that's what you can afford. That's where they promoted all that BBL stuff. That's where y'all got that. Y'all get y'all whole life off of TV and social media. Now all of a sudden your image is bad because of some skits? I don't think so. Because it was black women who volunteered to be on them shows. It was black women who was executive producing them shows. It was black women who volunteered consistently season after season to be a cast on them shows for the come up. You could come up. That used to be a sure come up to be able to get on a reality show and show your behind and be the talk of the town. You were sure to get some type of little deal somewhere if you was the star of the reality show, and usually with negative attention. That's where y'all got that from. Twerking on top of them historical sites at the gate of at the point of no return. That wasn't no skit. Them women got right up the top of there and started twerking. And the problem was not only the actual females that were doing it, but the women that was supporting it all in the comment section. About how they wasn't doing nothing wrong and they weren't hurting nobody. So this is the new way to be dodging all of the accountability. Talking about, and it's always the same thing with y'all. I don't know no women that act like that. Stop playing. So we just picking this out of the ether, is what you telling me. What you telling me is there is no such thing as women acting inappropriately in public, from twerking to arguing to fighting to whatever it is that they doing. That's what you're telling me. And that we should talk about it, since not 100% of the population of women are doing it. That's the other part. Well, it's not everybody, you know. If the general body of women behaved well and they were feminine and they understood their womanhood and they understood their function in society and in family structures and what they're supposed to be doing in the community, despite what social media would have you believe, and despite what you see on Instagram or what you see on TikTok or what you see, if women actually understood in real life what they should be doing as women, the marriage rate would not be so low. The communities would not be in such shambles. Single motherhood would not be at the rate that it is. Baby deletions would not be at the rate that they are. Because see, that divorce rate not a skit either. Y'all not being able to stay married, not a skit. Y'all not being able to get married, not a skit. Y'all having these babies out of wedlock and then taking me into child support and then complaining about how hard it is and this, that, and the third. See, those are not skits. Those are not skits. It's just a lot of y'all that's mad that y'all bad behavior is recorded. We have years of recordings. It's too bad. Y'all just mad that with the advent of not only social media, but smartphones with cameras on them and all that kind of stuff, we've been able to capture your foolishness. And it's so much of it, it's so much of the same kind of foolishness that we had to talk about it and what was going on with the mindset. Because too many of y'all believe hoeing is good. Too many, it's too much. It's too much. So this is why I don't be caring about it's a skit, because we got 10 and 15 years worth of it not being a skit. The old videos where the woman was standing at the car with the man and the two kids, and she was mad because he got the boys a haircut, and she was making a big deal and talking about how she gonna call the police and put him back in court for the court order because the haircut made him 5 minutes late to drop the kids off. See, that wasn't no skit. That's not a skit. And women supported that foolishness. We done already recorded y'all talking about your body counts and how you gonna have a hot girl summer and how you can't get along with men good enough to have a healthy relationship with them, and how you be running around here hoeing. See, we got you on camera talking about all the trains that got ran on you, and how you sucked this one off, and then the same day you came back and got your man, gave him some, and then right before that you was sneaking around with the other guy you had done cheated on him and all. See, we already got you on camera, on candid camera with the foolishness. We already got you. It's too many receipts for you. It's too many. And y'all do it yourself. Black women are making Black women look bad, whether these are skits or not, because y'all are doing it. Nobody else. If the majority of Black women do not think like this and they do not behave in this way, why aren't the skits show that Black women are participating in? Why aren't they participating in skits that show them in a better light as women? Why aren't they doing that? Why aren't Black women showing themselves being nurturing moms? Why aren't Black women showing themselves as being respectable feminine women? Why they not doing skits about, instead of doing skits about how to act entitled on a date, how about doing a skit showing how you should conduct yourself on a date? See, the brick lady was a scam, but she scammed y'all out of like $45,000. Nobody, everybody realized she was a scam, and y'all ladies didn't speak up and say nothing. Y'all didn't come for her and say, man, sis, you made us look bad. Carly Russell did a real life skit. Make a skit about being abducted. Lied about the whole thing. And what is Black women running around here doing? Talking about it wasn't that bad and white women do it too. So we shouldn't even be thinking about it. How about skits on how to love your children? Because I tell you what hasn't been skits, videos of y'all beating on them. Videos of y'all dragging y'all little kids by their hair through the grass and the ground. Those not skits, are they? Videos of y'all smacking y'all little children. Kendra G just had a thing where her stuff is a live call in, and they done called in, and in the background you can hear one of them women beating on a 2-year-old like they done stole something. That ain't no skit. And Kendra G getting mad at them like, we can hear you doing that to them kids, to that little baby, right? We can hear you. Because it's not skits. When y'all do call it the Kendra G show, and so many women that call into her show are all baby mamas, 4-5 different babies, 4-5 different baby daddies. Little babies sometimes be under a year old, and they be talking about how they looking for a man. Those are not skits. It's not skits when y'all be calling in and then getting busted for being married already, and then being on a show looking for a man to cheat with. Those are not skits. So we're not going to talk about your skits. It's not skits when y'all get in the camera to admit how you make plans to destroy men's lives financially or use their kids against them or make false essay claims and stuff like that, and how you going to do that and how you got away with trying to get a man's kids taken from him. And I see those are not skits. You've already showed your face, Pennywise. Can't put the mask back on. And that's what y'all want to do. Y'all want to put the mask back on. But we're not going to let you put the mask back on. We already see you. We see you. We are not going back into darkness thinking that women are in general of such pure heart and pure intent that they would never do anything to hurt anybody. We're not going back to that. We are not going back into the matrix. We are not getting plugged back into that. Oh, poor women wouldn't hurt a fly. We not going back to that. Y'all can be very dangerous when y'all want to be. Very dangerous when you want to be. Very cunning, real conniving, very manipulative. Making yourselves look bad out here. Women in general, not just black women, women in general. Y'all make yourself look bad. Y'all the ones get on these podcasts and talk about your sordid sexual past. Y'all the ones get on these podcasts and talk about how you on OnlyFans. Y'all the ones, it's not a skit, all them Instagram profiles of all you naked chicks running around here twerking and showing your booty. That's your whole Instagram account is made up of that. No, that those are not skit. That's not skit. That's how you done presented yourself to the world. Now ain't nobody supposed to judge it and all of that type of stuff. Because it's just social media. You judging me off of what I put on social media? Yes, because you putting it out. And you only put out what you think people will accept about you. You only put out the most valuable thing about you. Because if you had other talents and you had other things that you were proud of besides your booty, we would see that. Because you would have content that focused on all of the other things that the other value that you had. But we don't see that kind of content. All we see is you twerking in your BBL. That's all we see. Just like Suki Hana running around here crying because of decisions that she makes. She puts that content out. She makes them little snippets and videos and this and that. She's doing that. Didn't want to cry. They judge you what you put on there. I mean, that's not all me. Yes, it is, because that's what you put out there. It's not up to us to dig to figure out the other layers of who you are. Display them if they mean something. If you want people to know that you got all these different facets to you and you valuable in multiple ways, then show it. But the only thing you showed us is how vulgar you can be and how sexually inappropriate you can be. That's the only thing that you bothered to show anybody. So we're not We're not going to do the it's a skit thing. Because as long as it is highlighting actual thought and actual behaviors that take place in real life and actual mindset that give rise to that behavior, we're going to talk about it. Change the mindset, and then that'll change the content that you're willing to put out about yourself and that you're willing to consume. Start putting out positive content about yourself instead of coming to the Black women who try to put out a more positive image and calling them all types of mammies and pick-me's, instead of having a name in your mouth and an insult in your mouth about it. Why don't you support a positive image? Y'all be twerking at little kids' birthday parties and all that kind of stuff. Them ain't skits. This is what y'all be doing. Want to hear that about, oh, this is a skit and we don't really be acting like that. Yes, you do. You do be acting like that. You do know that your girlfriend is crazy when she gets with a man, and if he try to leave, she gonna key his car and burn his clothes. You already know that your best little friend do that, because she done told you many a times that she does that, and you don't check her or anything. And you yourself may not necessarily do that, but you support her doing it because you don't even try to talk her out of it. You will kiki and laugh with her uncomfortably. Oh, girl. And support, and that's support. Ain't no skit. Y'all done provided too much content. Kevin Samuels had 2 years worth of content. 2 or more years worth of content of y'all. Still up on YouTube. Calling in with that foolishness. Iyanla Vanzant had 8 years worth of television content of y'all not taking accountability, self-sabotaging relationships, cheating, acting a fool, lying on men about SA and all kinds of stuff, keeping men's kids away from. She got 8 years of content with y'all doing that. Sister Shahrazad Ali talked about this 30 plus years ago. This is not new. I don't want to hear about no skit. It's real enough because the real life consequences and outcomes play out in people's actual life that they live in offline. Let me get to the rest of these. I don't know where I left off, but thank you, Steve, for your contribution. I think I did get y'all because I remember reading this. So thank you again. Thank you, 39 Dina, again. Thank you, Blue Exodus. So I've gone on dates with Black women. We agree to go to a museum, and as soon as we get there, they bring up restaurants to go to, and I would tell them they would have to pay their half since we didn't agree on it initially, and then they get mad. Thank you so much, Malika said a blatant dismissal of Black men's experiences proved that Black women don't have respect and empathy for Black men. It proves their consistent disdain for us. Thank you so very much. Thank you, U.S. Army Retired said they have a studio in Atlanta where a lot of content creators go to act like they're actually traveling around the world. And of course, the Atlanta airport rents any type of car you want, faking it till they make it. That's actually really sad. Thank you so much, JS. I guess celebrating KS's passing was a skit too. Exactly. Thank you, Jared. Said funny how Brickzilla was real, Oyster was real, Carly Russell, Dubai was real, all because it makes Black men look bad. None involved any Black men. Exactly. Thank you so much. Once again, Alton said, fellas, can we all kick up $1 or $2? There's a lot of us in here. We finally have voices speaking for us. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, JS. A Cheesecake Lady used all the hyena talking points: hypergamy, soft life, high value, courting, etc. Her caricature made a mockery of their subculture, and I think that's one reason why they're so mad at her. Thank you, Juan, for your super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you, Frederick said, just like the smoke alarm, these hyenas don't hear it. Thank you, some great DJ said, thank you for supporting us. And thank you so much for supporting me as well. Thank you, Kelvin said, winter's coming. Who's walking to the store in 6 feet of snow? Keep the burglars out in the night and keep you warm when the power goes out, brother man. Thank you so much. Thank you, Common Man said they don't grasp the understanding that when they go on the internet, they don't just post to the hood, they post to the world. And when they leave the hood and into the world, it all comes back. Exactly. Thank you, Brother Salud Ben Israel, for your contribution. Thank you again, Steve H, for yours as well. And thank you so much, Darkman, for your super sticker. Much appreciated. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap this up. What I need you guys to do is jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.